Today, I am introducing Raja Subramaniam, who successfully finished his studies of Gemini program under the guidance of Lakshmi Rameshji. And now he himself can further share this wonderful knowledge with us. He himself hails from Tirupati and is a part of Sri Achyutananda Das tradition. He started with Parampara in August 2015 and since then successfully finished Parashara course under the guidance of Pandit Visti Larsen, Gemini program with Lakshmi Rameshji, Mantra Shastra program under the guidance of Pandit Sanjay Radhji. And he has a master's degree in yoga therapy, Jyotisha, and psychology. Today, he will speak about Atma Karaka and its application in Navamsha, Shodasamsha. And this topic brings light on the karmic experience and contribution to society and for the self. Rajaji, you're welcome.
Namaste to everyone. I'd like to take the name of the Guru. Om Gurave Namah. 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 Namaste, everyone. So, thank you, Sonalji. Thank you for this opportunity. Okay. So, why Chara Karaka are very important in Jyotisha? So, to give you my first-hand experience, sitting with Sanjay ji, Vishti ji, Lakshmi ji, whenever they check horoscope, the first thing they check is Panchanga. The second thing, their focus will go on Chara Karakas. So, Chara Karakas are important not just because they carry the karmic impulse that we possess. It is also important because they can make our chart upside down. And my focus for this presentation is only going to be on Mars as a Chara Karaka. It can be Atma Karaka, it can be Dara Karaka, it can be all Chara Karakas. Why I have picked Mars, and there is a huge inspiration for it from my contact classes with Guruji. I'll go into those details. Okay. Feel free to leave a message or stop me if you have something to ask. Okay, good. I'll spend some time on introduction first. So how many Chara Karakas we have to start with for the basics? So we have 8 Chara Karakas for the Jataka purpose, 7 Chara Karakas for mundane purposes. What are the Chara Karakas? The first primary one is the Atma Karaka. For people who don't know these Chara Karakas, so Atma Karaka is that planet which takes the highest degree in a sign. So each sign carries 30 degrees. If a planet is in 29 degrees, let's say, that planet becomes Atma Karaka. The second Chara Karaka in the list is Amatya Karaka, which talks about our work, our karma, not just work or karma. The third Chara Karaka is Bhatru Karaka, brothers, guru, knowledge, all those aspects can be understood from that, Bhatru Karaka. The next Chara Karaka is Matru Karaka, the motherly aspects, mother-in-law, mother, stepmother, all those aspects can be understood from Matru Karaka. Pitru Karaka, same, father, father-in-law, fatherly aspects, all those things, stepfather. Putra Karaka, it means children, students, all those aspects. I am going to focus on Putra Karaka to establish the concept. Then I'll elaborate to all other Chara Karakas. So my request is to just use your charts, see where Mars is, use this template. Feel free to ask questions about your charts at the end. It's my request because I want to make sure that this template is working all across. Okay, after Putra Karaka, we have Gnati Karaka. Gnati Karaka is the community that we live with or the workers that we have. mostly this Gnati Karaka can create problems. Consider that the in-laws problem that you cannot control. Consider that the co-workers problems that you cannot control. This Gnati Karaka is that lack of community experience that you have in a place that you are living. Okay. The Dara Karaka is the spouse, money, and this Dara Karaka is very, very the least degree that a planet possesses in a sign. And when we talk about Chara Karakas, few things are very, very important. That is Patyamsha, the 3 degrees range of a Chara Karaka, the Chara Karaka replacements, and the Chara Karakas being merging together, or Chara Karaka Yuddha. All those things are very, very important. I want you to have uh, a clear view on these things. Without that, you may not be able to use this template very well. Okay, that is about the Chara Karakas. Now, coming to the D1, we know that if two planets come together, it's a yoga. Okay, but the sambandha is of 3 types. What are the 3 types? The first one is parivartana. The second one is two planets conjoining. The third one is each 2 planets aspecting a similar sign, something like that. But when I mean the sambandha here, from the Atmakaraka sign, if you have the other Charakarakas in Dusthanas, Kendras, Konas, this is one aspect of it. Okay, this is the sambandha that I want you to use. And also a little bit of Pachakadi sambandha. So for people who don't know Pachakadi sambandha, we are only using Pachaka Setru sambandha. It is very relevant, and we use this Pachakadi sambandha very much in our parampara. So for people who don't know, for Sun, Saturn, and Jupiter, it is 6 sign from it. If your Atmakaraka is Sun, Saturn, Jupiter, or any Charakaraka for that matter. Okay, for Mercury, it is 3rd house. For Venus, it is 4th house. For remaining planets, Moon and Mars, it is 12th house. Okay, good. So I'm repeating myself. You have to use sambandhas. If a Charakaraka is in Dusthana or Badaka or in Pachaka Shatru sambandha, that Charakaraka becomes your focus. Okay. If it is Mars, this template will work. Even if it is not Mars, it doesn't matter. This template still works. Okay. And this particular sambandha that I am talking about is very much used to understand the high level impulse that a human possesses to pursue Rajyogas. For example, Napoleon trying to take control over the world through war. Adolf Hitler, for that matter, for Mahatma Gandhi to take up the non-violence, for Michael Jackson to take up the music. This is kind of the impulse that makes the human run. This kind of sambandhas are understood from the D1. Okay. But Jaimini Maharshi was very much asking us to use D9, especially the Karakamsha. Okay. So why he was talking about that is the important question. So the very moment you bring in D9, you have to talk about the karma. So what are the karmas that we know? Sanchita, Prarabdha, Agami karmas that we know. Sanchita is the whole accumulation of the karma that you have, and it is part of your life, your existence. To give you an analogy, you imagine a person with a bunch of arrows and a bow trying to hit a target. The bunch of arrows that he has is the Sanchita karma. The arrow that he has left already is the Prarabdha. In this context, the Prarabdha karma is manifesting through the D9. So whatever is in D9, you're going to surely experience it. It's like for sure. And knowing that, we have to make sure we understand D9 chakra. Okay. But to give some example, so if you have your Atmakaraka, let's say debilitated in your D9, can we say that this X person is a fallen soul? No, you can't say that, because the dispositor of the Atma Karaka sign in the Navamsha should tell us that what the soul type is. Okay, it depends on the malefics, benefics, the karma that you have accumulated over the period of time. Because the fruit is carried by the dispositor always. And this concept, we call it as Anitya Karaka in our parampara. Okay. And more on the Jaimini Maharshi's perspective. So when Jaimini Maharshi started to introduce Karakamsha topic, he said, if your Atma Karaka is placed in, let's say, Aries Navamsha, you will have problem from cats. Okay, let's say Sagittarius, you will have problem with heights. Okay, so he is indirectly mentioning that all Charakarakas in D9 are going to get you some sort of problem for sure. The type of the problem can be understood, and the intensity of the problem can also be understood from the D9. So what is the first step? We are seeing whether the Charakarakas are not cooperating with each other in D1. In D9, we are going to see the type of the problem and the intensity of the problem. Okay. These two chakras are very, very important, and I'm going to use it in all chakras. There is one more chakra that I'm going to use, that is D16. I'll get to that in a moment. Okay. But when we are trying to understand Charakarakas, let's use only D chart, D1 chart for a moment. So my focus is on Mars. Okay. Mars has different dignities in the Jataka. The primary dignity that we say receive own sign of Kuja. So Aries and Scorpio. Exaltation is Capricorn. Nicha is in Cancer. Now try to read these signs from the natural ninth house, because ninth house shows your past life. So it is very clear how the ninth house and dharma, and we use the ninth lords in Varga. It is all very basics that we do in Parampara. But I want you to understand Cancer from the Sagittarius. Okay. So eighth house is called as Nija Dosha, the doshas that we do with complete awareness. And Mars is getting debilitated in the Cancer. It means the Mars is carrying your karmas that you have done knowingly in your past life. Can I say that? Think about this premise for a moment. From the natural ninth house, Cancer is the eighth house, and Mars gets debilitated there. It is the Nija Dosha Bhava, and in Parampara we call it as Naraka Bhava. Okay, Naraka means there are Naraka, 7 Narakas. So talas, Rasatala, Patala, like that. In those, Narakas are indicated by the Mars. And we know how we use Mars in Punya chart, in 7th house. All those details are very, very much there in our Parampara in Punya chart. So this Mars is carrying that Purva Janma Karma as a Nija Dosha being carried down to this Janma. Okay. And you can read all debilitation signs of all planets like this from the 9th house. Okay, I'll get to that in the slides, but let's only focus on Mars for some time. Okay, so I've established what D1 is, D9 is, why I am focusing on only Mars. Now, for example, I'm doing this presentation with you right now. How you are going to feel about this presentation? So from person to person, the experience may vary. The variation of the experience based on your Antardasha Graha. Okay. Mahadasha is very much not alterable. Antardasha can be alterable. That's why all the remedies in Parashara Hora Shastra is suggested for Antardashas. This Antardasha decides your experience, and this Antardasha Graha, we judge this in D16. And there is a reason why Parashara calls D16 as Kalamsha. Because how is your time right now? So as a Jyotishi, our job is to tell the client or tell the person who has reached out to you to say, this is good time or the bad time. Forgetting that in which domain he is experiencing good time or bad time, the ability to figure out that this is good time or bad time comes from Kalamsha. And Kalamsha doesn't stop there. Kalamsha also adds that with whom you are experiencing this, in what domain of life you are experiencing this, by using Karakas. In this context, we are going to use Naisargika Karaka. Okay. Hope I am clear. Okay, so let's get to the. So I covered this. Okay, let's get to the. So when I mean the sambandha part, I am clear. Okay. When we take up the dispositor in the D9, we use all the Arista Adhyaya afflictions. Okay, like combustion, 6, 8, 12 placement, like in Surya 212, 6, 8, that acts. All these aristas you may have to revise, but I'll make sure I'll introduce two different aristas with every chart such that you can have something as a takeaway for the home. Okay, good. When can we expect to manifest? Okay, so this was inspired completely based on a paper by Sanjay ji called Kasta Yoga. And in that paper, Sanjay ji mentioned something very beautifully. So all the karmas, okay, if you have done something adharmic in your past life, there is a possibility of you experiencing it in the ninth house dasha. If somehow this ninth house is associated with Maraka, let's say somebody is having Aquarius Lagna, Libra is ninth house, Venus is in second house exaltation. It's high level dharma, right? Like he's dharmic, let's say. Okay. Same can be understood with the Leo Lagna, ninth Lord Mars in some Maraka positions. Okay. That can trigger death. Okay. So my takeaway from this testing of this technique that I have understood from Guruji is that usually it manifests in 6, 8, 12 dashas, 6th house, 8th house, 12th house dashas. And if it is manifesting in 9th house or 10th house dashas, it is manifesting because of some adharma that you have done in the past life. Or if it is happening in the 10th house, it is some bad deed that you have done. It is not adharma. It is just like a Bhishma conflict. You have taken up a decision and you have lived with it. Because of the decision, some repercussions has happened and you are answerable to it, to the God. Some Bhishma conflict. I call it as Bhishma conflict. Okay. So think about those things. Okay. Please. Okay. Hope I am clear. I'm going to the charts now. Okay, let me see. There is one question. Interesting. Only Antardasha can be changed. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Mahadasha also can be changed. There are very easy remedies for Mahadasha. Actually, there is a very good workshop by Sanjay Guruji for Bhava and also Shivananda Ashram. He taught something very beautiful for Mahadasha. Count wherever your Mahadasha planet is. Count to the nearby trine. Pick up that graha. For example, I have Mars in 11th house. Let's say the nearest trine is Lagna, right? You have to count like this. Mars, after Mars, what we get? Mercury. After that, what we get? Jupiter. You have to pick the Jupiter and you have to remedy the Jupiter. And it is there. He has taught it very elaborately. Do check it out. Okay, good. Let me use this Jataka. Okay. There is some context to this Jataka. Let me give that context. Okay. So this was a casual discussion and Sanjay ji randomly gave away a beautiful dictum. If you have Mars as any Chara Karaka, you will surely cry. Not just for one moment. It is going to be continued for some time. The time, if it is associated with Trikonas, it is going to be for longer durations. Trikona is like ages, right? Lagna is like childhood. 5th house is like middle life. And 9th house is like old age. So with this context, Mars, whatever Chara Karaka, you will cry. And he gave this example. He gave this dictum and said, use Krishna's Jataka. Okay. Then I went on to understand what happened, all those things we do, obviously. So is this information visible to you? This D1, D9? Is there something hiding these things? Nothing, right? Let me see. Yes, good. Okay. So what is the first step that we have to do is, okay, there is some background to this. So Krishna had 8 wives, and one among them is Jambavati. To conceive, there is a reason, there is a story behind why Krishna married Jambavati. Okay, Jambavan was killed by Krishna, and Jambavati was married by Krishna, and he's supposed to have a child. And Krishna was very careful before conceiving a child, and he did a strong Shiva puja. Okay, it's a hint for us. All these Charakarakas, we have to use Atma Linga mantras. Okay, if Krishna has done it, we are also supposed to do it. Okay, please make a note, because Atma Linga mantras are for Charakarakas. Okay, okay. So Krishna prayed, and after that he gave birth to Shamba. Okay, this person exactly looks like Krishna by physical traits. You can see his Saptamsha and you will understand all these details. But this Shamba is a very is kind of a prankster. He did something very bad. That very bad deed led to, so this curse of leprosy, I don't want to say that story, because it has some uh, subtle details that only a learned person can understand. This leprosy curse is given by Sri Krishna. So there should have been a big reason for Krishna to give that. So you can refer to Bhagavad Puran or simple Wikipedia page, do that. And destruction of Yadava clan. So what this Shamba did is that he acted like a woman by in front of Durvasa, like a pregnant woman. And Durvasa gave a curse saying that whatever is there in your Garbha will be the reason for your destruction of your clan. That actually led to the destruction of the clan. This is not a small thing for a person like Krishna to handle. And let's see what is the story. I have explained the story. Let's see what it is in the Jataka. So the first step is that Mars is the Putra Karaka for the Sri Krishna. Okay, and it is kind of in debility conjoined with Rahu. It is a Stambhana yoga. It is a Stambhana yoga. And what is the first step that we have to do? We have to use demon Sambandha from Atma Karaka. From Atma Karaka, Mars is in 12th house. Okay, this is bad. Okay. Then we are going to use D9 to understand type of the problem and the intensity of the problem. Okay. So the Mars dispositor in Navamsha, Mars is in Cancer. So the dispositor is Moon. Moon is conjoined with debilitated Ketu. This is not a normal debilitation. It is kind of Ayush debilitation. Ayush is related to things. Okay. Moon shows lineage. Okay. Ketu also shows parampara in a way. Okay. That Moon and Ketu is going to break the parampara. Okay. Lineage. Okay. So the problem is coming, the type of the problem is understood because of this Moon being blood and Ketu being lineage. Blood lineage is going to be impacted. And the conjunction, the debilitation is telling me that some strong Saturnian effect is there on this thing, on this native's Jataka. So is it clear that Krishna is supposed to experience this even after doing some remedy for Shiva? Yes, unfortunately, yes. Okay. Are you able to see this Sun, Jupiter, Trikona? So this debilitation can't help. Sun is Nishabhilashi, can't help. So trines also should be helping, but it can't help. Okay, good. And this is bit advanced. Just bear with me, try to understand this. Okay, D16, I mentioned that we use Karaka to understand. Okay, what is the Naisargika Karaka for Putra? Naisargika Karaka for Putra is Jupiter. You have to read the entire Jataka of D16 from Jupiter. And what Karaka Bhava has to be used. From Jupiter, 5th house is ruled by Mars. Okay. Hope I am making sense. Good. So from Jupiter, 5th house is ruled by Mars. It is in Parivartana with Moon. So it is very evident that some Putra is going to bring this problem for the Krishna. So I want you to use all Karaka chakras. For example, if the problem is with Dara Karaka, you have to use Shukra chakra. If the problem is with Gnati Karaka, Ramatya Karaka, you have to use Buddha chakra. Irrespective of what it is, you can always use Chandra chakra. Okay, I'll also use that at the end. But yeah, Hope this example was clear. Any doubts? Okay, if feel free to ask. Okay, let me go to the next example. I'm going to use Putra Karaka for some time to establish the concept. Then I'll go to the further Chara Karakas. Okay, this is a chart of Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison had a son, and he has become a problem for Thomas Edison with respect to business. Thomas Alva Edison's business. Who is the Karaka for business? Vanijya is Mercury. Okay, you know, Kubera, all those aspects. Okay, and he starting in 1890s, Thomas Jr. became involved in snake oil products and shady and fraudulent enterprise producing products being sold to the public as the latest Edison discovery. The situation became so bad that Thomas Sr. had to take his sons to court to stop the practices, finally agreeing to pay Thomas Jr. for not using Edison's name. So name comes from Mercury again. So I want you to remember these two things such that we can understand the chart better. Okay, good. Let's see. So what is the first step that we have to do? We have to see where is the Chara Karaka. So for is Mars Putra Karaka for him? Yes. So Putra Karaka is Mars. Okay. Where is it from Atma Karaka? From Atma Karaka, it is in Trishadaya. Okay. Is it bad? Yes, it is bad. For Rahu Atma Karaka, Mars is bad. I can say that. Okay, good. Is there any parivartanas that I should be keeping in mind? See here, the Jupiter, moon are experiencing some parivartana. If I bring this to here, from Chara Atma Karaka, okay, let me use this chart as well. So this combination is in parivartana with here. So from this Chara Karaka, this is kind of 8th house, right? So this is kind of 3rd and 8th house, kind of death scenario, right? Okay, good. So I understood that there is some problem. So 3rd house is some agreement, right? Suddenly, 8th house is inheritance. There is something happening with the agreements and the inheritance, the play. Okay, from the Rashi chart. At the abstract level, we can understand that. Okay, let's see the Mars in Navamsha. Okay, where is okay, good. Mars is in Gemini. Mars is in Gemini. We have to take the dispositor. Do you see the Mercury in Lagna? Yes. So the type of problem should be associated with Mercury, right? Type of problem should be associated with it. What are the problems that we have understood? The business is the problem. The name is the problem. Is there some affliction for this Mercury that you see? It is only combust. Usually we take combustion very less, I mean, as a very small affliction, but combustion, I'm using the word combustion, I should be using astangata. Slowly it will vanish. The planet will not be visible to you. So if the planet is not visible to you, you can't control it. You need some other planet to get hold of it. And see here, the Mercury is in Lagna, in huge Digbala, is helping, he should be helping. But somehow it did not help for the Thomas Alva Edison because it is combust. That is one reason. If I bring this sign back to Rashi chart, okay, I'm adding one concept such that you can understand. If I bring this back to Rashi chart, this is impacting his Artha Kendra. Okay, Artha Kendra. And see the sun. Sun is in Pitru Dosha. Okay, this Venus. Is there some more problem here? You try to understand these things. This Venus being 7th lord and 12th lord. This Jupiter and Rahu is Chandala. So that guy, that son of Thomas Alva Edison, trying to be a Chandala, trying to do fraudulent things, you know. So father did not like, obviously, this Jupiter Rahu can impact son, right? Right. So these details, finer details can be understood if you bring that sign back to Rashi chart. Okay, good. So again, same template. Use the Karaka Bhava. It's from Jupiter. Try to see 5th house. Okay, from Jupiter, 5th house as Surya. Surya is in own sign. So the Uchanata is Mars. Okay, so Mars is Putra Karaka. If this is not there, the problem may not be from the sun. Okay, so like that you have to understand. Okay, good. There is one more chart about with Putra Karaka. Do I have time? Like, how much time I have left? Sorry. Okay, good. Okay, good. So this is the chart of Lincoln. Lincoln had 4 sons, and Edward Lincoln, born in 1846, died in 1850. It was like 4 years, and probably of tuberculosis. Lincoln's third son, Willie, 1850, died of fever at the White House on February, before 12 years. It's like Bal Aristus coming into the Abraham Lincoln's life. And you have to remember this White House, he was in power. Okay. So if a person is in power, obviously 10,000 fifth house are very much active. And even the layers of being power and the suns being impacted, there is some sort of Nichabanga Rajayoga kind of thing, or some sort of fifth house is giving their ayush, Viparita ayush is happening. Okay. So Lincoln suffered from clinical depression later. We'll understand. So the problem can be so severe based on the affliction in the Navamsha. Let's see the Abraham Lincoln chart such that you can understand. So what is the step one? Step one, from Atma Karaka. Atma Karaka is Mercury for Abraham Lincoln. Mercury. So 9th house is Badaka. Mars is Putra Karaka. It's in Stambhana Yoga. It's a problem, obviously. Is there any parivartanas that you see? No, nothing. It's a Badaka. Badaka means you don't know the reason. So most of the times we get to the depression because when we don't have closure about things, when we don't know about what has happened, or when we don't know what is about to happen about a situation. Okay, we have understood that there is some problem in Rashi chart. Good. We have to go to Navamsha and see what is the problem. So Mars is in own sign. We have to take Uchanata Saturn. Okay. Saturn is Karaka for sorrow. The type of problem can be deaths, right? Saturn is Karaka for death, Ayush aspects. Conjoined with debilitation planet. It is like Krishna's Jataka. Debilitation planet conjunction can mean you are experiencing high level of Saturn. Inimical sign, Mars. Like this, you have to understand. Badaka, Rahu. Some sort of Ketu influence is coming in, it is Rudra. You have to be extremely careful. It can destroy everything. So use the signs. For example, Aquarius and Scorpio are dangerous. All right. So just because this Mars being Scorpio is enough for us to say there is some problem here. See here, Saturn, Sun. Sun is Karaka for power. Can I say that? So the very moment he got power, there was some problem. The first son died. First the Garbha Karaka for first son is Surya. These finer details can be understood from here. You bring back this sign to Rashi chart, there is again Stambhana, all those things. Okay, good. So let's use D16. From Jupiter, fifth house is ruled by Mars. That is enough for me. Okay. This Mars is conjoined with Mercury. This is the fourth child. If you really go by parameters, this first child, second child, third child, fourth child, those details. Okay, my bad. So this is the second child that we are talking about. Second child passed away. Those details you can see. If you bring this sign back to Rashi chart, okay? Bring this sign back to Rashi chart, the Gemini. See the fifth house, the house of power. He experienced deaths when he was in power. So I'm not just using D9. We can use D16 as well. We can use any varga for that matter. Okay, good. D16 is ultimately telling me post-experience what you are experiencing. Okay, this is impacting his Atma Karaka. If something is impacting your Atma Karaka works through moon. Okay, that's why D9 is important. D9 is made with moon. The nakshatras mapped into the D9, and D9 is made with nakshatras, so it is run by moon, spirit kind of thing. So the very moment the Atma Karaka is impacted, it will surely give some sort of psychological dosha. Okay, good. Am I clear so far? Is there any question? Because I'm going to use a different example from here. Okay. Is there any questions that you have? Feel free to ask. Can I proceed? No. Yes, good. Okay, good. No questions. Okay, good. So the quick recap for you is that we are using D1 Karaka Sambandha. We are using D9 to see Karaka dispositor, understand type of the problem from the dispositor and intensity from the afflictions. D16 to see from whom it is coming. Vimshottari always works. From now, we will also use Dashas a bit. Okay, good. Okay, good. So when we talk about Putra Karaka, there is a dictum in Jaimini that says if Atma Karaka, Putra Karaka comes together, it can give Maharaj Yoga. It means the very moment I use the word Putra Karaka, the fifth house becomes relevant. The very moment I use Bhatru Karaka, third house becomes relevant. Pitru Karaka, father becomes relevant, ninth house becomes relevant. Matru Karaka, fourth house becomes relevant. Dara Karaka, seventh house becomes relevant. Okay, so the fifth house becomes relevant. So the power becomes relevant. So this Duke of Windsor left his throne. Okay, so excuse me. So left his throne for love. So whatever be the reason, let's do the step-by-step thing such that we can use this template to understand. It's not easy to leave a throne for a woman unless you are deeply connected with her. When I use the word deep, I mean the soul. Okay, let's see. So where is the Atma Karaka for this native? Saturn. So the Mars Putra Karaka is in seventh house from the Atma Karaka. There is no dosha at the first glance. But Mars is conjoined with Rahu, the Stambhana, the Karaka is blocked. Okay. But from the Atma Karaka, it is in Badaka. You may argue that it is in Parivartana, there is no issue, all those things. But let's imagine that Parivartana can only be done by the God, something like that. My Guruji makes fun of me whenever I use Rahu Ketu Parivartana. Good. Anyway, so you understood that Badaka. So he is not aware of this impulse. He is just going by that impulse. Okay, good. So what is the next step that we do? We go to the D9. We see the Mars, Virgo. Mars is in Virgo. What are the two dispositors of it? In Parampara, we take Mercury and Rahu. Okay. Rahu is in Ayush Nicha. Ayush Nicha can also mean letting go of things in a matter of no time. Just like that. But the type of the reason should be understood from Rahu, right? So did he marry by any chance a divorcee or a widow? That is Rahu. Did he go against the rules, suggestions of church by any chance? Yes, again Rahu. And he, after some time leaving throne, he wanted to get back the throne. And the crown was against bringing him back to the Buckingham Palace because he was very much in touch with Hitler when this World War II was happening. Okay. Knowing the fact that this Rahu is the type of the problem, we can understand that this Rahu is by the deeds that he picked, by the things that he have chosen, Rahu is the sole reason. Okay, good. D16, what is the Karaka for power? So for any Raja Yoga to function, Sun is the instigator of the yoga, Moon is the sustainer of the yoga. In this context, the Putra Karaka should be instigated by Surya. So hence, Surya becomes the Karaka. But the sustenance of the yoga can be understood from the Navamsha Kona of the Chandra. This is taught in Jaimini third year. But for the context, Sun is the Raja Yoga instigator. Okay. So are you able to see this Sun-Venus Parivartana? Always consider Parivartanas. Always. So Sun comes to Leo. Okay. And read from chart from here, like we do in Dhanakarakas. Like we do always with Sun. Okay. From Leo. So he left his money, right? Obviously, fourth house he left. Is fourth house somehow associated with throne? Mars, right? From here, if I read, for example, Sun has, oh my God, I missed it. Good. Anyway, so from here, try to read the chart. Fourth house is Scorpio, owned by Mars, and we have a problem. Okay. That's how we read the chart. Good. Hope you understood this. and I'm going to use different Chara Karakas from now. Okay? Is everything clear? Some message would be nice. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. So this is a chart of A.R. Rahman. Okay, clear, good. So after his father's death, when Rahman was 9 years old, the rental of his father's musical equipment provided his family income. Raised by his mother, Karima, born Kasturi, Rahman, who was studying in Padma Sheshadri Bal Bhavan, had to work to support his family. I want you to make a note of this. Work to support. Work. To family, which led him to routinely miss classes and fail examination. Karaka for learning is also Mercury. Okay. And work is also Mercury. Karaka for 10th house. In an interview in 2012, Rahman said that his mother was summoned and was told to take him to streets of Kodambakam to beg and not to send him to school anymore. That's very humiliating experience for anybody. Okay, let's see. Okay, so in this chart, the Mars, see in 2012, he already got Oscar by then. He was very popular in 2012. He is even popular now. See the impact that the Mars left in him. Try to understand that. Okay, let's go step by step. So Atma Karaka is Surya. Okay. So I wanted you to use the Pachakadi Sambandha as well, right? This is a Pachakadi Sambandha example. So for him, Mars is Pitru Karaka. So the demise of father, that is there, that impact is there on him. So Mars can be Pitru Karaka. See, from Mars, the Pachakadi Sambandha, 12th house from Mars is bad. So the Mars is blocking soul in this context. And there is Parivartana. If you are able to see, this Mercury-Jupiter Parivartana is there. If I make this sun to go here, okay, from this sun, okay, or Mercury, this becomes 8th house. That's a problem. 8th house. Whenever the 8th house comes in, it's going to be about death or some sort of huge transformation. It can be about leaving your faith. It can be about leaving your country. It can be anything. Okay, 8th house. 8th house. It's something like once it is impacted by 8th house, you can't see it back. That dangerous it is. Good. So what is the next step that we have to do? Mars should be read in Navamsha. Mars is in Gemini. So what are the Karakas that we have got? Mercury, his father's business. Okay. His father's business. His education being impacted. Him working. All those layers of Mercury. He only remembered these things. Hope I am making sense. So whatever be the Chara Karaka dispositor of Navamsha, we'll remember those things. I mentioned it. It runs through the moon. The Chara Karakas work through the moon. Okay. We remember them. We think about them. Eventually, it may lead to depression. Okay. Is Mercury in this Jataka is anyway afflicted? Oh, it's in MKS from Lagna. Is it bad? Yes, obviously. See, there is some Saturn aspect here. Okay, some Saturn aspect. But if the very moment Saturn is impacting, you can say that there is some sort of sorrow is also induced in it. So Marana plus Saturn can mean some sorrow coming because of the Karaka. In this context, Pitru. So father. Good. Bring this sign back to Rashi chart. Rahu. So they were struggling very much. And the very moment he changed the faith comes from the 12th house. The very moment he changed the faith from his mother, Karima, so Kasturi to Karima, Rahman changed his name. His Amatya Karaka started functioning very well. It is exalted for him. He is a Tamil music director. He got award for most of his work is in Hindi and Telugu or Tamil too, but he is well recognized for his works in other languages too. That is crossing boundaries. Okay, hope I am clear. And now Karaka for father is sun. Karaka for stepfather is Saturn. There is no concept of stepfather in A.R. Rahman chart, but next example has some stepfather scenario, so hence I mentioned. So from sun, the Mars is in 3rd house. So does 8th house and 10th house are related to death? Yes. 8th house is death. and 8th from the 8th is third house. We have a problem with the third house. See how clear the D16 is indicating to us. Okay. Now, obviously, the Dasha has to be read, right? Let's see. So the death of the father happened in Vimshottari Rahu Mars Dasha. Isn't it clear? So is Rahu in 12th house? So Arishta Dasha, 8th house. By any chance, Rahu associated with 9th house? Oh, this is some adharma that he has done. That is why he lost his father. Okay. Some adharma. It doesn't matter. Okay. And he was brought back to, he was given a chance to rectify his karma because Rahu is exalted. Okay. See here, for him, Lagna Lord in 7th, 7th Lord in Lagna, Dvisapta Samadasha works, and the experience manifested in Rahu Mercury. He is dispositor for Mars in Navamsha is Mercury. Yes. In my experience with this template that in last 6 months, is that always Vimshottari shows Mars, and the other dashas, the other conditional dashas are showing dispositor. And this is also taught in Parampara that for all Bhava results, you have to take the dispositor of the Navamsha. Okay, good. This is the example of Putra Karaka. The next example is of the chart of Harry, Prince Harry. And what is that? So Harry acknowledged that with the support of his brother, he had sought counseling years after his mother's death. So there is some impact on his mind and he's seeking some counseling. And he also mentioned that very close to complete breakdown on numerous occasions. Whenever the Chara Karakas are functioning, it will break you down. Period. And he later added that he had taken up boxing as a way to coping with mental stress and letting out aggression. We'll understand why he experienced all these things. Okay. And he also mentioned this was very much post-traumatic stress disorder. This is a mental, moon related issue. That's what I mean. Good. Okay. So what is a Chara Karaka? Oh, Mars is Matra Karaka. So this is going to stay in his heart, where he wants to shed tears, but he can't. He wants to talk about it to someone, he can't. This is like Sanjay Guruji says something very beautiful about Mars. So Mars is like policeman, which is not, who is not interested to put you death, but he is interested to beat you every day where you wanted to die. So this is some problem. Mars leaves that impression where you wanted to let go of it, but you can't. You wanted to die for it, but you can't. He can control those things like that because it is Nija dosha. So the intensity is from Navamsha. So you can understand that the more the affliction, the more Nija dosha that you have produced in your last life. Not just last life, the prarabdha that in this context. Okay, let's start. So the Atma Karaka for this native is Sun, Surya. The Mars is in 4th house. No dosha. At the first glance, I am not seeing any dosha per se. Okay. But the axis of nodes with Chara Karaka, any Karaka for that matter, is bad. Okay. That is the reason why I wanted to introduce this. Not just the Chara Karaka Sambandha, use the regular afflictions that we know. Karaka blocks, past block, future block. 5-9 to see the Argala blocks, Varuna block, Indra block. Like this, you can use Argalas. Karakas can be blocked in any way. Okay. Here, Rahu Ketu breaks things. It will block you from experiencing life after it. Okay. We know this because in Saptamsha, we stop calculating pregnancies after Rahu Ketu, even marriages for that matter, but pregnancies for sure. Okay, good. So how is Mars in Navamsha? See here, Mars in exalted. So there is no problem at the first glance. So God is going to give him some opportunity. He is born into royalty. So if I bring this back, Mars back to Rashi chart, he is born into royal family. Okay, but the dispository Saturn conjoined with Rahu. Saturn shows sorrow. The type of event is sorrow. Rahu shows sudden event. Okay, that Saturn is not a normal Saturn. That Saturn is Nicha Bilashi in his Jataka, and it is also giving him marriage. I want you to make a note of it. This sorrow will make him to make a decision about his marriage. Okay, I want you to make a note of it. Good. Okay, so if I bring this back to Rashi chart, it is directly impacting his fourth house. Learning, character, behavior, everything for that matter. Good. See here. So to read Karaka, for Matru Karaka, moon becomes relevant. From moon, Mars is in third house. From moon, Mars is in third house. And just to add, I have nothing against this. Just to add, Jupiter and Venus are in Parivartana. If I bring this Venus to here, from here Venus, why I'm picking up Venus? Because Venus is Karaka for stepmother. And in this context, stepmother has a role to play in Harry's chart. From Venus, Mars is in fourth house. There is a problem for Harry to digest on these aspects. And see here, this Mars, if I bring this back to Rashi chart, it is directly impacting ninth house. Okay. And his experiences with the stepmother or the death of the mother is trying to destroy relationship with the father. Isn't it very clear from the Harry's Jataka? If you read the Kalamsha, in my last few months of testing this, D9 is impacting you, and D16 is impacting your relationships with people around. For example, you want to take revenge. You don't want to talk with somebody for some reason, and you want somebody to be not there in your life forever. All these strong opinions are created because of D16, because D16 is all about your happiness. So you are running away from the things that are making you sad. Okay. But Navamsha is impacting you as a person. You as the mind. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. What is the next chart? Do I have time? How much time is left? Sorry.
Another few minutes, Mohanji.
Okay, good. Okay,
this is the... Like, 5-6 minutes more.
Okay, good. So let me just see. Is there one good example that I can show? Okay, this Sanjay Gandhi is married to Menaka Gandhi. There is a beautiful story behind this. You should listen Sanjay ji speaking about this. You will be laughing. But anyway, see here, Mars is Dara Karaka. I want you to read these details, and it is absolutely clear. Okay, give me a minute. Which graha we take in D16 for Gnati Karaka? Mercury. Okay. I'll show one example where a priest has this. Sanjay Gandhi chart is very important. I'll show why it is important. Okay, let's see. I'm skipping these steps. Okay, I'm just going to direct you to Navamsha. Mars is conjunct. Mars dispositor is Venus. Okay, Jupiter, Venus. Absolutely no problem. If you really see, absolutely no problem. He was married to his sweetheart properly. But if you are able to see, there is Yuddha between Venus and Jupiter. Okay? And Venus is winning the war. The very moment Venus is winning the war, Jupiter is losing all the prana. Okay? Sanjay ji says the prana concept, the Yuddha concept is very important because this Chara Karaka replacement can make him lose his life. You know, when he passed away, 32. We know 32 to 36 is Jupiter years. The very moment Jupiter hit happened, he lost his life. So there is a Yuddha kind of situation when he got married. This is not my interest actually. Come see here in Navamsha. Venus is the Karaka for marriage, Dara Karaka. Venus 7th house is ruled by Mars. Gunshot. I don't have to even do much. But I want you to read this entire chakra with Chandra. Okay? Chandra. Because not every time we can be sure of Karakas in D16. Okay? This is for advanced people. Till Navamsha, anybody can do. But if you are able to do D16, you are a different class of astrologer. Okay? So, see here, Moon Mars, Rudra Yoga. Apamrutyu. Moon Mars or Venus Moon can give Apamrutyu. And in moon cycle, moon first house, moon 8th house is Apamurtyu. This Mars being triggered by marriage has given him Apamurtyu. Okay, hope I am clear. Okay, so if I bring this back to Rashi chart, okay, the Saturn or Rahu, Saturn is in 7th house. He's traveling for a business purpose, or some strange details can be read here. Obviously, it is because of the marriage. That's what I wanted to communicate. But not just that. Let me use this Rajiv Gandhi's chart. There is some details here. He died exactly after 7 years of marriage. 7 years is the time period for Mars. Okay, good. Rajiv Gandhi also married to a Italian by birth, and later on he had 2 children. Those details are there. Just see here. Forget about the Rashi chart for a moment. See here. Mars is exalted. Okay, fantastic. And the very moment you have a planet in exaltation, you have to multiply it with 3. Okay, multiply it with 3. So 7 multiplies 3 is 21. He passed away exactly 21st year from marriage. I want you to make a note of it. Why it has happened? Let's see. So we have to use Mars dispositor as Saturn. Saturn is delay. So he married Sonia Gandhi after 3 years delay. Saturn courtship of 3 years has done. Okay. Saturn is also Karaka for death. I want you to make a note of it. See here, Venus is Karaka and 7th house is ruled by Mars. And Mars is in 8th house from Moon. Longevity being hit. Okay. I want you to take this Kalamsha bit seriously, because the Moon Chakra adds so many layers. Is this Saturn hurt? Do you think it is hurt? It is blessing of Varuna. So post-marriage, he got president, he became prime minister. All those things are very much there in his Jataka. Is this really hurt? Yes, it is hurt. Saturn is in own sign. It delegates job to Venus. Venus is conjoined with Moon. Oh my God, Apamrutyu again. Venus is again 21 years. Okay. It is either by Mars or Moon. But my 2 cents is from here. Because if I bring this Mars back to Rashi chart, 5th house, he died when he was in power. Or at least he was trying to fight some battles. Okay, good. I have one beautiful chart. Let me show that. Okay. This is the karma comparison. Usually, if Chara Karakas repeat in a family, in a brother's chart, 2 brothers, or father, mother, I want you to make a quick note of it. Okay. For both Rajiv and Sanjay, Dara Karaka is Mars. Their both marriages has some sort of complexity. One person married at the tip of the gun. The other person married some Italian. Both of their longevity is being hit. And both of their Shodashamshas has Venus in Taurus. So you may have to use D16 to do comparative studies. Okay. This was addressed in PJC, but I want you to compare Chara Karakas between families such that the event of karma is manifesting through the family. I have a family where everybody has Sun as Atmakaraka. Mother, father, siblings, the grandchildren, everybody. Okay. And all of them happen to be like they have their ancestors constructed some temple related of Rama, something like that. Some strange details are there. And that temple has been destroyed and the lineage is suffering, something like that. Okay. Good. So this is the Chandra Chakra. I have taken this Chandra Chakra from Sanjay ji's conference. Do take a snapshot or I'll share this later. Good. Okay. I have this one chart about Gnati Karaka. Okay. In 2004, Jagadguru Sri Jayendra Saraswati Mahaswamigal was arrested in connection. So, to arrest a Pitadipati, and this Pitam is there from like 7th century, if I really have to say, 6th century, 7th century, and their lineage directly from Adi Shankara. And there was not even a single remark, not even a single allegation on their parampara till the point of Jagadguru Sri Jayendra Saraswati. And it has left a remarkable mark on his image. Not just that, he came out later and those things are there. But I just want you to understand the Gnati Karaka can impact you when you are working with colleagues. Usually, we can see this complaint from clients. They don't know why they can't make friendships with clients. They don't know, really don't know why they cannot get along with community. So why they cannot make friends. Okay. See here, I'm doing Rashi chart. Mars dispositor is Venus. Is Venus afflicted? It's in Marana Karaka. The problem arose because of a murder. Okay. Some a servant of some employee of him got murdered, and that problem has impacted him. See the way, if I bring this sign back to Rashi chart, okay, this Venus being Yoga Karaka is being impacted. All those things are there, but this is 8th house. Some sort of Guru Ninda is happening in this context. Okay, from Chara Karaka, Mercury, the Mars being Karaka, Gnati Karaka is in 11th house. 6th and 11th house for any Karaka is Danda. Tanau Dandahara. There is a Jaimini dictum. Om Guruve Namah. Vishnu. Okay, there is a dictum. Danda, punishment. He went through Danda, punishment. Okay, that is the takeaway. Okay, good. This Albert Einstein, he was not supported by good community. He also has Gnati Karaka as Mars. Do check his chart. Okay, this is Amatya Karaka as Mars. You can read these details. Okay. This is such a beautiful chart. I want you to look at it when you have time. Okay, good. I want to give a brief summary of what it is. Okay, we have taken up D1. We have read Sambandhas. You can completely ignore D1. Okay, you can read all Chara Karakas without D1 too. But D1 will help to understand the Sambandha. If it is 6-8, 2-12, the impact can be more. The impact of Sambandha is important. So use Pachakadi. If there is replacements, do consider replacements like use Sanjay Gandhi's chart. 6-8-12, try to use those 6-8-12. Badaka is extremely important. Do use Badaka. And type is understood from the dispositor of the Navamsha. The intensity of the suffering is understood from the afflictions that the D9 dispositor is seen. And the D16 is the area of life. Karaka Bhava has to be used. The easy point I can give is that use Achadana. Okay, Achadana, Venus 5th house, to conceive a child. If somebody has Mars as Putra Karaka, if it is associated with Venus 5th house in D16, they are troubling to have a child. Okay, if Moon 5th house, they are troubling to build a relationship with children. Jupiter 5th house, with the children. Some bad experience with the children. Okay, like this you have to read. Achadana. The hint is Achadana. Timing I did not cover because of the time. Very strange. But it is absolutely visible in Vimshottari. And use Arishtadashas. Okay. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you for listening. I think I covered. Yeah, good. Okay, good. Do I have
Yes, thank you,
what are the Atmalinga mantras and how are these mantras used to manage Chara Karakas? Okay, good. I will share this list. Okay, Atmalinga mantras, I'll share list. Or it is part of Parampara teachings. If you are part of Parampara, you can ask your mentor. Okay, good. Muran Chara Karaka blocks, please. Okay, the first Chara Karaka 6-8-12 that you know, all Karaka can be very well understood from a workshop done by Sanjay ji on marriage in Chandigarh. Get hands on that workshop, you'll understand. Chara Karaka blocks can be, there is some beautiful thing with Chara Karakas. With normal Karakas, we can't use the Tithi. With Chara Karakas, with the degree, for example, it is 1 degree Dara Karaka, we can 0 to 1 degree, we can use Sun. Try to understand, if Sun is not well placed, the relationship cannot be built. There is more blockage comes if the Chara Karaka Tithi is blocked. Okay. And Atma Karaka, Chara Karaka, Atma Karaka and the other Chara Karakas are used to build the Karaka Tithi. And that Karaka Tithi can be used directly in Varga. If it is blocked, that Varga is blocked. Try to use this. There is a beautiful workshop by Sanjay Guruji. do get hands on it. Okay, good. Anything else? Feel free to ask. Thank you very much for the
Namaskar,
question.
everyone. Yeah, that was a beautiful presentation, Mohanji. Very, very, focused extremely. And I'm sure a lot of you all are, about to go and look into your charts and stuff like that. Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.